Hi, Ken Hebert here on the job site where we're going to watch Texas Premier Pressure Washing clean this entire office park. And we're going to interview Robert Dill, owner and operator of Texas Premier Pressure Washing. But before we do that, I have Bob Isbell with me today, and Bob is an expert in hoses and the industry. Bob, tell me about Bluebird and how long you've been with the company.
Ken, I've been with the company almost 15 years. And in that 15 years, I've watched us revolutionize how you make an air hose.
We hear a lot about the Bluebird product line and the BluShield hoses. But what makes them so special?
Ken, what makes it special is no one's done anything in 100 years because everybody is selling basically a hydraulic hose that's steel braided. Has to be rubber. I'm going to show you today the lightest, most flexible, 100% rubber hot water pressure hose ever made. It's braided with Kevlar.
What's the difference between Kevlar and what's in everybody else's hose?
Okay, first of all, Kevlar is 5 times stronger than steel, Ken, and it's also lighter, which means that I can offer a lighter hose that's more flexible to the user. Makes his job a lot easier.
Okay, Bob, what am I looking at here?
Ken, you are looking at the lightest, strongest, most flexible 100% rubber water hose ever made. It's called BluShield.
Let me see this. This is the BluShield water hose.
Exactly. It's 40% lighter than a standard made rubber water hose.
It is the lightest thing I've ever felt. It is super light. What are the different industries that use a product like this?
Oh, Ken, any place you use hot water, okay? Use in the pressure washing industry. Farmers use hot water all the time. Industrial use. Anywhere where you use that. The concrete industry. There's a rubber hose on every concrete truck in America.
So the Bluebird line is 40% lighter than the competition. Bluebird products really are superior. Well, we're going to start watching some of the pressure washing that's going on here in a second, Bob. Thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us.
Appreciate the opportunity.
I guarantee you that a lot of people don't take all the equipment into consideration when it comes to pressure washing, but that's not true of Robert Dill. Robert, thank you for having us today.
Thanks for having me.
You are the owner and operator of Texas Premier Pressure Washing.
Yep.
Houston, Texas has 1,200 pressure washing companies in this market alone. How do you get so much work in such a competitive market?
Oh man, just treating the customer how you'd want to be treated, delivering a product that others can, and overall just nurturing that relationship, because it's not just a transaction, this is a relationship.
What are the types of things that have caused you heartburn when you're dealing with the pressure washing equipment?
Most of the time it's a bad hose. I would say 99.9% it's a bad hose. There is the occasional 0.01% of, not handling the equipment properly, or maybe a hose gets ran over, but that creates a lot of downtime and essentially completely stalls our job from being able to be completed.
Is it uncommon for hoses to break, or is it common?
No, it's really common in the industry. Keep in mind, our equipment runs anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 PSI, depending on what you're using. Flows can go from 3 to 8 gallons per minute, and it's really harsh on the equipment.
What happens when a hose busts? What are the repercussions for you?
So, repercussions when a hose breaks is, number one, it's downtime. So none of my employees are going to be able to work. We're going to have to find another hose, right? Hopefully we have a spare hose. If we don't, that means we're going to have to go to the store. That's going to take a ton of time, and it's super expensive too.
What I'm hearing you say, Robert, is it's the downtime that is the killer.
100%.
So if you had a hose that didn't break down at all, that would be a godsend.
It'd be everything for us.
Why is a hose being lightweight so important to you and your crew?
Oh man, I mean, it's super hot outside here in Houston most of the time, so we're usually drained already, and to have a lightweight hose, that just takes so much stress off the tech that we got, and essentially that means we can do more work.
What goes into your decision making with regard to what you buy?
Oh, we want to be able to have the capability to do anything. Hot water is definitely something that we're looking into and want to be able to offer in the future. I don't know if you know, but hot water is great for removing things like gum and oil stains from concrete, so that's real key.
When you buy your equipment, who do you buy from?
So we actually use Texas Pressure Washing Store in Porter, Texas. They offer all the specific products that we would need to be able to achieve what we want to do, and they actually installed my entire rig in 12 hours.
Oh, wow, that's great. Okay, can we go look at your rig now?
Absolutely.
All right. So this is the BluShield hose.
Yeah, this is the BluShield hose by Bluebird, rated for 4,100 PSI and up to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. It's made a huge difference for us. We typically do about 2 to 3 jobs a day, and our guys are noticing that their backs hurt a lot less, and they're having more energy at the end of the day. It's also flexible too, very flexible, so that helps us a lot when we're going around corners and going into tight spots.
All right, and you know that comes with a 1-year warranty. The BluShield product line, is that a big deal for you?
That's huge. Wow, really?
So you seem really surprised by that. Why? What is it about your industry that makes you so surprised?
Well, they pop all the time, man. Having a warranty on something like that is huge because it's really gonna prevent a lot of downtime and a lot of trips to the store.
We talked about longevity.
Yeah.
A 1-year warranty guarantees that longevity.
That's amazing.
Let's come over here and look at the BluSeal,
Yep.
which is this one right here. It's got the handle grip. A lot of the times when these break, they break right here.
Yep, the fittings come off, they pop off.
Right, and so this is to prevent that process. What are some of the other problems that you would run into with a normal hose?
Well, normal hoses, usually they kink. This one's got 0 memory, so any kinks that happen disappear right away. It's pretty lightweight, but it's also super durable too. So I don't know if you can tell when you grabbed it. It's very durable. Some of the water fill hoses that we've used, they tear and they break real easy. This doesn't do that.
Yeah, this one is designed in a special way that's not going to break. This will surprise you. It comes with a 10-year warranty on the BluSeal products.
That's huge.
So it's going to be in service for a long time, and we guarantee it. Robert, I want to thank you very much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me.
You're out there on the front lines with the product. We appreciate it. We appreciate you using our product, and good luck to you in the future.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Because Robert Dill and the other pressure washers had so many great things to say about this company and the way Heath Phelps, the owner and operator, steers them in the right direction when it comes to equipment, I thought we'd check in with him and see what he has to say. Are you Heath Phelps?
Yes, sir.
Ken Abair, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Now, I've heard great things about you and your company, that you steer the pressure washers in the right direction when it comes to equipment, but that you also make their rigs for them. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Can you show me what you do and your thought process?
Yes, sir. Let me take you out in the warehouse.
Let's do it. Heath, this is pretty cool. What are we looking at here?
So this is our Texas Forever skid. This is our 8-foot skid. This has got a surface cleaner rack on it. This is a Honda IGX 800 10-gallon minute belt drive unit. I love these things. They're the most efficient in the industry. We'll talk about that. Right here is our in-house made Texas pressure washing store proportioner. It's high flow. It's for a gas soft wash unit in the back there. That's 12 gallons a minute, but it's low pressure.
Do you work with manufacturers to make their products better?
Absolutely.
Explain.
So when a manufacturer has a product that performs well and they have an issue that crops up maybe in several different things, and I've seen, manufacturers have issues with hoses, and we've given them some feedback, and they went and did some investigation. They had an equipment issue, and they rectified that, and then they rolled out new hoses to every single customer that was affected. That's the kind of thing you want to see.
What I'm hearing you say is that you don't put a piece of equipment, whether it's a motor or a hose, anything, into the customer's hands unless you're 100% confident that it's going to work.
Right, because if it doesn't work, regardless of the back end conversation, I'm going to make it right for the customer. It doesn't matter what the problem is.
When it comes to the hoses, what are you looking for as a supplier?
Well, something that I feel confident is going to go out and last 6 months. Like if it can just hang 6 months, I'm gonna be excited about it.
So the BluShield hose by Bluebird, when Robert heard that we had a 1-year warranty on that product, he was shocked. Is that something that's new to the market? Are people not used to hearing that?
Yeah, I think a company that's gonna make hoses and bring them to market and standing behind it with a warranty, where you bring it to me as a vendor and say, hey, there's a problem, and you just quickly identify this was an internal bust and not like sawed in half. We're gonna handle it, and it's painless. How can I not recommend that hose to everybody? Because the other manufacturers aren't offering that. But I think also one of the benefits is this is Kevlar braided, this isn't steel braided, so chemicals aren't gonna break this down like a regular hose. I am a very big fan of not downstreaming anymore after I switched off of it. I would feel very confident with my customers downstreaming with this and knowing that it's not gonna weaken inherently because it's been exposed to caustic chemicals that break down metal.
Heath, when we started this day, we did not know that you existed and we weren't planning to talk to you, but I'm glad Robert introduced us to you. You're a wealth of information. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. All right, Bob. So Texas Premier Pressure Washing is sold, and Heath Phelps and his company, they love the product and they love especially the warranty. So what is it about the Bluebird products, the BluShield and the BluSeal, that allows us to make those hoses and give them a 1-year and a 10-year warranty?
It's the technology that we use, and that's how we make it. We start out with a flexible rubber hose. We braided it with Kevlar. Nobody's ever done that before. And what we ended up with is the lightest, most flexible pressure washer hose ever made. It's going to revolutionize the industry.
Is there anything proprietary about the formula that we're making?
Absolutely. You can call it secret sauce, you can call it fairy dust, you can call it anything you want to, but nobody has ever perfected how we do it. We're the only one that does it, and nobody else can duplicate it. If you want our product, you have to buy it from us.
That's fantastic. Bob, thank you so much for taking your time and coming down here and talking to us in hot Houston, Texas, with the pressure washing professionals that work down here. And thank you for watching us today. This is Ken Hebert and Bob Isbell with Bluebird, reminding you that we make products for the professional.